Hi everyone, welcome to Marketing the Muse. This is our 9th Quick Query Critique. I'm Marla Miller. For those of you who have just joined us, you know that, or you will know that what I do here is a version of a real-time workshop that I do called Quick Query Critique. And in a very short period of time, we read the query and we listen for speed bumps. That is the intention of the quick query. It is not a content critique. It is a critique that gives you some idea of the readability of your query letter. And so I want to get to this one. It is nonfiction, and we'll begin. Boom and bust, boom and bust. Economists call it the business cycle and say that's just the way things work. But what if they're wrong? What if, as it seems to be happening now, the booms in our capitalistic system are destined to get shorter and help fewer people each time around, while the busts grow progressively deeper, longer, and bring more human misery with every cycle? What if the root problems of capitalism run so deep that no amount of monetary stimulus, job creation programs, or changes in who runs a country can solve the problem? What do we do when all the ideas we know how to apply to bring balance back to our system no longer succeed? As with every other approach that's ever served us, be it feudalism, the horse and buggy, or hunting woolly mammoths, when all the fixes have failed, it's time for a change. None of those systems were inherently evil, and they all worked well for a time. When the world changes, though, we need to change with it or die. As conscious thinking beings, we can either do so thoughtfully and voluntarily, or we can wait until life gets so awful we're left with no choice. Either way, though, change is coming. The only remaining question to answer is this: will we embrace our current challenges and thoughtfully redesign our future with planning and foresight, or will we allow millions, perhaps even billions, of honest, hardworking people to suffer or even die before we pick up the broken pieces of our shattered civilization and start again? This book opens with a dialogue around that very question. After 16 years as a successful stockbroker with a major Wall Street firm, I quit the financial services business in late 2007 and dedicated myself to writing sacred economics, designing a world that works for everyone. Because I realized our entire global economic system was destined to fail and fail for good. While working as a broker, I'd witnessed the stock market crashes of '87 and 2000, and I'd been warning my clients about the pending collapse of the mortgage and housing market since 2005. Yet still our national economists, those ivory tower thinkers we tend to turn to for explanations, were assuring us things were clipping along just fine. What therefore became painfully clear to me was that it was going to take someone from deep inside the industry, someone who had experienced its strengths and weaknesses from the inside out, to find the courage to stand up and tell some hard truths about what capitalism really is and why it can't take us any further, as well as point out the price our planet is paying to try and sustain it. This isn't a book that will tell you how to survive the apocalypse or how to do better than your friends and neighbors in the next economic crash. It's bigger than that. Nor is its intention to instill fear or shame or blame those who promoted capitalism in the past. This book's intention is to warn everyone of the rising economic tsunami, the rumbles of which we already are sensing as the wave begins to build, that can only be avoided if we stand together and help those standing beside us. I promise you it will challenge some of your deepest, perhaps even most cherished beliefs about life and humankind. It has to, because before we can change our world, we must change our minds, one mind at a time. Okay, first of all, this query letter is not formatted. It is, after I read it the first time, I wanted to see the word count on it, and the word count, I think, is close to 600. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because it took me a long time to read it. And that's a yellow flag. So what do I think about this query letter? I think that this author, as it stands right now, has written a very good op-ed piece that certainly reflects her passion and her concern. That's what I think this query letter is essentially at this point in its draft stage. Some format, right off the top of my head suggestions to this author and to all of you. I had to wait until the third paragraph to see what the title of this book was. And in a query letter, the title of your book should be up high, as high as you can get it, and then thumb throughout. Remember that. because she could have, the title is Sacred Economics, Designing a World That Works for Everyone. Had she put that up top, then she could have referenced it as Sacred Economics, which actually thumps exactly what this woman is trying to do. Beyond that, I'm not going to say too much more because that would require a content edit. And I think that this author is perhaps in the middle of figuring out what this book is going to be about. I think that the tsunami in many ways has already hit us. I don't think that there's anything in here that is fresh because I don't know what this book is about. I know it's sacred economics, but I don't hear any of the shift in our thinking that it's going to trigger. So this author has some more work to do. I'm gonna end with that because I want to get these query letters down to under 7 minutes. I really do, because we're all busy. Last thing, I just wanted to let people know that yes, the new website is coming, but beyond that, I have just signed up with the Writer magazine to be doing a version of the Quick Query Critique for them. We're going to start out on a monthly basis. I will let people know. In order to be eligible, you would have to subscribe to the Writer magazine. If you haven't, you know, it's a plug that I am absolutely glad to make because it's really a fine craft magazine and the oldest, I think, in our country. In fact, I'll have to have Elfrida come on, who's the publisher, and chat with us about that. That's it. Please send me your query letters. I'm looking for nonfiction. The next one, I promise, will be fiction. Thanks, and have a good day.